Shoot, 7 seconds in, we're live, huh? Sorry about that. So I just wanted to do a quick. I don't mean anything by this. Not meant to be offensive at all or whatever. I just want to clear up well, maybe just go over some fundamentals of open source intelligence gathering and keyword intelligence, and then reconnaissance and information gathering, which is a very important step of the whole process here. And I'm going to be citing and quoting Michael Basil here. I'll link this a little bit later. But there's quite a wealth of information, and if you're not taking advantage of what is already published and been poured over and researched, you're doing yourself a disservice. I learn stuff every day. I'm by no means an expert. And I think, as with everything, you should never consider yourself an expert. As I even thumb through here, we're looking at, with this, right, open source intelligence by Basil, we're looking at the tools. He goes over some fundamentals as well. Now, this I found, as far as cybersecurity and information security, intelligence-driven incident response is a great way to familiarize yourself with reconnaissance as well, and the fundamentals, and what you need to really just get things going. Now, open source intelligence, I want you to remember, and I need to remember really, is that intelligence is the key word, right? So one thing that really hit me hard here and hit home well was man, I wonder if this is online too. Let's see. I don't want to. This is paid for. You pay for this. So on page 10, right? Data versus intelligence. Okay. Data, whatever. So let's see here. We're gonna go with what it states here. Now this is coming right out of Joint Pub 2-0 U.S. Military's Joint Intelligence Doctrine, right? So they don't. This isn't to be taken lightly. It's a great and straightforward guideline. I mean, it's made the level they read at a level that people like me could understand when I was going through basic training, right? So it should be fairly reasonable here. So let's go with all right. Information on its own may be of utility to the commander, right? But when related to other information about the operational environment, key in on operational environment. With us, that's going to be your subject or your threat landscape, your assignment that your boss gives you. You don't even have to relate this to cybersecurity, but we'll keep it there. Information on its own may be of utility to whoever you're submitting this to, right? But when related to other information about the operational environment, and again, what you can consider that, and considered in the light of past experience, right? Considered in the light of past experience. So you're thinking here and you're doing analysis already, right? You're relating, right? And you're considering. It gives rise to new understanding of the information, right? So after two basic little quick steps, right? So considering and relating, you don't always have to, and it should be forced. You can develop new information or a new new understanding, not new information. That's a whole different story. A new understanding of the facts or the intelligence that you have laid out before you, that you've looked at right off the bat. Okay. So that's what you could call intelligence. There's analysis in there. Okay, data, right? Whatever. Won't argue about that. Okay, is just as important, and there's never anything in this process that should be disregarded or discounted as not critical or essential. Because the most important thing, and I'll tell you from personal experience on the battlefield, is intelligence. We would rather hear nothing than something that's halfway put together, or something that's rushed to be put out, thinking that we need it. So your buffer, our intel guys, I remember talking to him, was like, they'd get these huge packages, like, get this out there now, and so they would have to literally filter that and almost ignore orders sometimes to develop a site picture, something decent to give guys on the ground, because no information is better than bad information. No information, it's on you, right? Your actions are on you. Bad information, and you could hold yourself accountable for a report that does nothing for your company, a travesty or tragedy in wartime, but we're going to keep it in information security, right? But you can see where this I'm talking. This is seamless, right? It goes back and forth between the two boots on the ground, hard tack reconnaissance, and intelligence gathering and implementation. And the same thing goes in the digital world as well. It's the same process, the same fundamentals. So now that you're going to want to really, this is the two things you need to understand right off the bat: the difference between intelligence and data, and what it is. And you can really, once you know that, you can go from there, and it's almost a natural process, just being human nature. You don't have to be a genius, and we all know this, to do this stuff. It's there's so much information out there anymore. We're not in the 90s, we're not in the 80s, where you really did have to have a certain mathematical, certain scientific, mindset and frame and way of really life to make the strides and the connections that are available to us on fucking DuckDuckGo or GitHub. We're at the fingertips, man. Just your community. Okay, so I'm going way off bat. So intelligence is information, right, in the operational environment, considered and related, right, to itself and other information that you have already in front of you, and it bears a new understanding of what you have in front of you, right? So you're taking that data and you're adding to it based on a educated guess, right? It's all guesswork and but hopefully as logical as you can be. So data, now you should have an idea. Data is something that describes what is, okay? Not what might be, all right? That's the worst, dude. Like, that was hard for me to not assume. And there's stupid acronyms for that, but you're looking through an LRES, you're looking through binoculars, you're looking at a web page, you're looking through data, and you're gonna naturally you're gonna confirmation bias. You're gonna find something, and you're gonna want you want to please, right? So you're gonna want to relay something. I think I see that, so I must see that. Well, that stays between you and your notebook. If you're thinking something, you're not gathering intelligence. You're not gathering data that you need for intelligence. You're blowing smoke up somebody's ass. Okay, that's very important. Here's the easy one, right? You don't think it's 70 degrees. I don't ever. Southern California, dude, right? I don't mess around with the temperature. So if I think it's 100 degrees, I'm playing a dangerous game there, right? But if I know it's 100 degrees, I can prepare for that. When I was an electrician with the union, that was huge, right? So it's 79 point whatever degrees, you're fucking sailing, you're cruising, right? If you're guessing it's 79 and it's 99, you better have been drinking water, right? Which you should drink all the time anyway. Okay? An IP address, 192.168.1.1, is hard-coded, whatever you can say. That is what it is. It's not, it should be 1, or maybe if I subnet it and I don't really know what I'm doing, we're getting like 4, right? So does that make sense? Data is a piece of information, a fact or a statistic with no thought put to it. It's just something that you can present yourself and know either you go right, go left, up, down, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's one of my favorite. I'm on one page, by the way. So this is page 10, Data versus Intelligence on Intelligence-Driven Incident Response by Roberts and Brown. So here's my like meat and potatoes, which I'm going through. This is all I need to talk about. It's intelligence is derived from a process of here's the better one. Derived from the process of collecting, right, processing, and analyzing data. Once it has been analyzed, it must be disseminated in order to be useful. Okay. You see how that kind of right there, I'm like, oh, I want to be useful. What's the point of spending all this time and effort and sweat and you know, what have you, if I'm not going to be able to disseminate it and then put some use to it? You know, all it is just notes in a notebook, right? We'll get to that later. The history of your data and your mining and your gathering is so crucial and important, and you can take stuff from years ago in a log and put the whole picture together years after, based off a scribble in a notebook. So don't ever discount that either. Anyway, Wilhelm Agrell, a Swedish writer and historian. Here you go. This guy's awesome. Intelligence analysis combines the dynamics of journalism, right? Dirty word in the military, but it's true. Analysis combines the dynamics of journalism with the problem solving of science, right? So this is back in, I think the 1800s. He's writing this up, or early 1900s. You know? Again, just to hammer it home, the true difference, the easy thing, and I know you guys are probably sick of hearing me say this, is analysis. Data and true intelligence is analysis. That's all it is. It's simple, but it's so easy to get caught up and just destroy that whole step, the crucial step of determining what is and what isn't. Some people like to go with data, whatever you have is definitely useful and a cause for dissemination, right? Which is true, but that needs to be identified and described, so that, you know, who's receiving this can act on it properly or hold it, you know, consider it, because we do our own on the ground, our own analysis and kind of brief as well. You know, that fucking blue Opal that we always hear about, or black Toyota Corolla or Helix is, you know, you hear about it every day. Is it really black? Do we even need to look for it? Oh, is that a family in there? What do I do with that? You know, this matches the description to a T, but that's a woman and 3 children under age 12. And do I stop them? Yeah, I stop them. Anyway. I'm not going to get into source methods, but I'm going to get into indicators of compromise, and then we're going to probably open it up to no questions, because nobody's watching this bullshit. Boring, guys. I'm sorry. So boring. Pictures. Why are they always a bunch of Marines? All right. So, OSINT. I'm sorry, I forgot to be like scrolling through some pictures here, guys. Here. This is the book. Get it. Read it. Good. This is the open source intelligence techniques that I was talking about. Intelligence. Probably not going to see intelligence. Here we go. That one's interesting, but I think it's a little too complicated. Mind maps. Bam. All right, this is what I want to look at. So there are times, we're going to just look at this, so absorb that. But indicators of compromise. I love this. This is, should be, I highlighted it, but there are far more indicators of compromise in threat intelligence, right? Indicators of compromise still remain one of the most common types of technical intelligence and intrusions, right? Um, yeah, I guess I skipped forward here. So there's a time when many people consider indicators of compromise (IOCs) to be synonymous with threat intelligence, right? So this is good. We're talking about threat intelligence. I'm starting to get a little more hard into this professionally, which we will reference a lot. Okay, so threat intelligence and indicators of compromise like to be automatically gauged as intelligence, but is that data or is that intelligence? You know, what does it mean? So you gotta figure that out. All right, so we're looking at the OSINT process right here, but we can also call this the intelligence cycle or life cycle. Okay, you got your source identification, your data harvesting, your data processing and integration, analysis, and results delivery. Okay, but let's go with intelligence lifecycle because we're even getting ahead here. So I want to go with the 7 fundamentals of Satanism. 7 fundamentals of reconnaissance. We're gonna go with that. Oh my gosh, come on. Did I just scroll over like that quick? I'm sorry. I should have had this already, but that's why I wanted to go live because I kind of feel like I wouldn't be clicking through. I would be working through with anybody that even chooses to watch this if they do. What? Yeah, it's not even close to what I'm looking for. So anyway, that has to be translated well. So we'll just go with the intelligence cycle. Okay, direction, collection, processing, analysis, dissemination, and feedback. Don't neglect a single one of those. Okay, and it's a loop, right? There's also a living process as well where it jumps in between here. OODA, the defender and attacker OODA loops. Let's give that a little look. Okay, this is all available online, but here's OODA. See how it flows together? And you could be at different stages of the intelligence cycle during an incident, like literally a live incident, right? So we got direction. Remember that, right? Direction, what do you think that is, right? Direction is exactly what you were told to do, what you're looking at. What color is the grass, right? So, I mean, fuck, keep it simple, really. And you can develop on this, right? What color, I'm looking outside, is that tree right there, okay? You'll see why I'm going with what and color. So direction, that's my objective, that's my direction, is to determine, to provide intelligence on the tree, right? Specifically the color in my backyard, right? So collection, I'm going to look at it, right? I'm going to observe the what around it, the other colors, right? You're going to take in the information. I'm looking through a slit in the window too, so we'll just go to processing. Now I'm processing, I'm thinking about it. Okay, so I can identify other colors there, different shades of brown, right? So we know it's brown, but is that what we want to focus on? I mean, is it that easy? Is it brown or is it dark brown, light brown? What is the operational environment? What's the background of the data that you're looking at? Are you looking on an image of a mobile phone and digging through text messages, pictures, packets? What is the environment? Because that matters. Brown is different than in one front yard than backyard, right? Different colors, different backgrounds. So that's why I'm doing some steward as a tree. So that was the collecting. Now I'm going to process. I thought about it. Analysis we just worked through right there. How, why, and what. How did I come to this determination? Why did I come to the determination? What did I use for the determination? And I like to say, was it logical? Did I, in any of that, assume? Did I make any assumptions, right? Did I assume that it's darker than I really think it is. You know, do I know it or do I think it? I know it, right? And now that I look at it more, I don't see brown. That's the word, actually. I don't see brown as much as I see gray, right? So this tree actually has more of a grayish bark on it. And that's what I'm going to want to disseminate. Um, Quick analysis, it's not brown. It's got a shade of brown. There's shades of brown on it. There's knots on the tree that have leaking sap you call brown, but we're looking at a gray bark tree. And give me some feedback. How dumb do I sound right now? I'm talking about a tree, relating it to OSINT and intelligence gathering, but it comes down to that could be a tree that I'm using for a landmark for a subject, you know, or a target, or a folder on a machine, an image that we're analyzing, right? Okay. I'm gonna stop there. I got crazy with it. This is probably the most busy background you're never gonna want to see again, and I apologize for that. Real quick before we go, take a look at the Fibonacci sequence and try to consider that as well. What the fuck is this guy talking about? All right, so let's go again. Just bear with me here. I want you to understand the source and methods. Okay, what is intelligence versus data, and then the cycle. Okay, so I'm not going to go over it again, but I will go over the first part again, data and intelligence. It's real quick analysis. Cycle, the most one of another crucial parts. Direction, what are you going with? Who gave you the order? Who gave you the task? Are you picking out the right spice out of the spice rack in Stater Brothers? Are you gonna have to go back to the damn store like I did last night? I did not apply the fundamentals of intelligence gathering and reconnaissance. Allspice. What? So yeah, direction, right? What did my wife tell me to do? Collection, where and how and what am I going to gather? Processing it, how and what and why did I make it, and how am I making this conclusion? Go back again. God dang it, go over it again because you don't want to go back unless you're bored. Analysis, do I have the right thing? Comparing it to the different things I have outside. And then why? You know, why did I come to the conclusion that there is a fact? Because it's not a fact, right? In my mind, in this, it's a tree in the context of the backyard up against the fence, and it's gray. The tree looks old. I'm going to tell you right now, it's judging. Here goes the intelligence and analysis part of that. There's no leaves on the tree, so from that I can gather. Here we go. I know I might have been screwing my old self over earlier and just talking about a piece of data, but here comes the intelligence part of this for sure. Well, I'm gonna analyze the tree. Is there leaves on this tree? No. So based on my prior knowledge, and you'd have this written down and maybe cite some sources. What am I looking at here? What season might we be in? Are we looking at winter? Are we coming out of winter? Are there buds on the branches? There are. So I'm not going to say we're dead winter. We're definitely not fall, right? Approximately. But judging off of past experience and scientific, well, I don't know, cited resources. We're looking at maybe late winter. Getting ready to start spring. Definitely, you could say winter time. Yeah, and whoa, another thing. Look at the weather outside too. We're Southern California. We're actually showing a piece of weather. Yeah, I needed to get into that at the end because I think I did fail here. So yeah, let's be real. Let me know if I've screwed the pooch and messed this all up. For the one person that's gonna watch this, tear into me, dude. Let me know if I'm leading you guys in the wrong direction. If I'm this helps me out because I took notes for this and I'm gonna be able to present this and apply this to my professional and personal life. as I play video games right now. All right, guys, or person, or myself, that when I watch this, have a good day and have fun. Don't be alarmed right now, and just be prudent and be safe. And yeah.